as I've said many times before, I love containers. So we brought in Karen from Rain Grow. Now, Karen, I guess the trick to any containerized pot is having good soil and good fertilizer when we're actually growing it. Can you, first of all, can you show us how we're going to put together these wonderful planters? And two, is sort of tell us what kind of fertilizer we should be using?
Sure. Well, we've got two containers and they're a theme which you picked, pink and blue. I'm worried about that, Gord. But we've got some sun containers with plants that are in bloom now, and we're going to plant them first, and then we'll water in the nutrients afterwards.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
So we got some good, we got some pro mix here. Now this is container mix, and we've sort of moistened it first.
You could put some sand or something in there.
Yeah, actually, great point, because some of the plants that I picked out need super good drainage, and it looks like some of yours do too. Mm-hmm. So I've got some sand here. If I wreck the table.
Okay, again.
Again, yes. Yes, this table has seen some real war stories in the last little while. So I'm going to add about 20% sand to here. And this is sort of a really nice washed sand. There we go. And we can mix it all in. Probably should have done this ahead of time, but this is, I love working with soil.
I do
too.
too.
Good with your soil. Oh,
Don't wear any gloves either.
Yeah, jump on in.
Oh, sure. Get me to do the dirty work.
So this feels good for my part. So I'm going to start piling some in here.
Okay.
I've got the...
We've got pots with holes in them. That's a good thing.
Yeah, good
Not
drainage.
indoor pots.
Good drainage. Now I've got mine about a third full. And the first thing I think I'm going to stick in is, I've got a lavender here. Full sun, beautiful, likes well drained. And you know what? I'm probably only going to be able to keep it in the pot here for, maybe this year. And then I'm going to have to take it out and plant it in the garden. And because it's root bound, I'm just going to cut down the sides.
That's a good idea. You won't get anything else in there.
Tease out the roots a little bit. Now everyone's probably saying, oh, he's being brutal on this thing. But you know what? They really do enjoy it, because then they'll start, if you don't, they make that barrier and you never really do get them to grow out. So I'm going to stick that right in the corner. There's my first plant.
Good for you.
All right.
Good for you. I'm doing an alpine. Both of these plants are alpine. I've got a couple of Louisa here that are blooming already. And they're probably not going to be as pot bound. Okay, so we'll put a few of those in the middle. And you've got a combination there.
I do, actually. I'm going to stick in, I think the next thing I'm going to do, I put a little mycorrhiza on the roots. And then I'm going to put in a salvia, or they call it meadow sage. And this one isn't as root bound either. And I'm just going to stick this just down into the side here. Again, and I'll add a little soil down the back. And this, both these plants probably are going to grow too big for this this pot, but they're going to make a great show. And as you pointed out, I tried to pick the colors for the pot, so I was in my pastel blue mood, I guess.
Yes, very creative.
And then I've got a Louisa as well, and these things are, they either grow really well for me or they don't grow at all. So these are a tricky one.
They've all got really good roots, don't they?
They do. They're looking really good.
I'm putting 3 Corydalis in here, mainly because it's got a very nice, delicate, tall flower, really interesting foliage, and it's a sun plant as well. So it'll be a nice complement to your blue and pink over there.
Yeah, I think they're going to look great together. And the last thing I have is a creeping phlox. And that, I'll pull out. This one's a little root bound, so I'm going to slice it up again. But I like this one. This one will not only spread out, but it should, with any luck, drape over the side of the pot a little bit, just to give it a bit more dimension to it. And that'll come right in there.
That's going to make a great ground cover next year too, that the phlox, yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Take it out, put it in the ground.
Yeah, all these ones, what I always do is just plant up these planters and then take them out, put them in my garden, and then that's, I get to enjoy them for the first year up close, and then they become part of my permanent garden outside. So I'm pretty well done on mine, except I need to give them some fertilizer.
That's right. We certainly do. Water. We need water.
Water, yeah.
Both of these are in liquid form, and this is the one you were referring to as the the bloom along, which is liquid, really liquid bone meal,
Okay.
and it's great for things that you traditionally wouldn't give bone meal to, like container gardens.
Oh, okay.
Right? You normally wouldn't put bone meal dust in a container garden, and you can use them on your houseplants and everything else. Ideally, it works best if you have warm water to help it dissolve.
Okay. Well, this has been sitting out in the sun, so this should be good.
Oh, good. And so we could just measure it out,
Okay.
right?
And I know you can just use capfuls, can you?
You can use capfuls, 9 capfuls, or I think that's 3 tablespoons. And a little hard to do out here. Normally I don't measure, you see, I just do.
No, you always measure, yes.
Oh, okay.
So now you're going to mix that with the other...
With the 423,
Okay.
that's right. Because they need more nutrients than just phosphorus.
Okay.
So you're giving them everything. What you're doing is you're creating a nice healthy soil
Okay.
for the plants. The fertilizer you can use weekly. The liquid bone meal, you should really feed them three times in the season.
Okay.
Okay, that'll ensure you get blooms.
Okay. And you know what else I like about this stuff is when I had my dog, when I planted with using traditional bone meal, the dog dug up all my plants because it could smell the bone meal.
That's right.
And with this stuff, it doesn't seem to do that. So
It's got Japanese winter mint in there as a preservative, disguises the smell of the bone meal.
Ah.
So a lot of people who have that problem with the dog, and two or 3 capfuls of the fertilizer, and
slosh it around.
slosh it around a bit. Water your plants.
Okay.
That'll ensure you get instant root development.
I'll give
Cut
yours
down
a
the
shot.
likelihood of transplant shock, and keep things blooming for at least 60% longer and foster new blooms.
Okay.
Okay.
We're
Next
set.
season, if you, for instance, these Louisa, you know, if they don't bloom again, you just give them another shot of the bloom along, and that'll encourage them to rebloom as well.
Excellent.
Okay.
We've got a perfect complement for the front of our house.
We do.